Hello friends and potential friends. Well, got up this morning for my usual walk through the garden, and it became clear real soon that the raccoons were having fun out here last night. They tore up that end of this empty bed. They've dug holes in the walkways. They were even into the sweet potatoes that I haven't done anything with yet. Digging, digging, digging. And the worst part of it is, they absolutely devastated my purslane bed. From one end to the other, they dug that whole thing up. And that upsets me a bit, because that purslane was the only thing I had out here to snack on. Now they've pretty much destroyed it. Dug around the edges outside the beds too. They even got up into the okra a little bit. Did some digging in there. And this empty bed down here, same thing. And just a little bit in the corn bed. But it's time to teach the raccoons not to play in the garden. And I've got just the thing to do that. That's going to take a little bit of prep work. I've already started on it, but now I need to finish it, because they really did some damage last night. Well, I put down cardboard and then I covered it with grass clippings. Hopefully that will suppress the weeds enough to where they won't be fouling out the fence. Still need to do some more mowing. And I need to move those boards. But the fence is going to run down through here, far enough away from that oak tree that they can't jump off of it, jump over it. And then we're going to come right down this line here. And as you can see, I left a little bit of space here. I got some plans for that. Of course, the patient's garden, that needs an overhaul. So I left space for that too. And I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this space up here. I think I may move all of this and bring the fence over at an angle so I have a little bit of room to pull my cart through here. And I'm considering moving these guys too, just so I can keep the fence about 3 feet off of those green beds. But a little bit at a time. Did use up most of my cardboard. Well, I'm starting to make some progress on the raccoon solution. A couple of those panels tightened up fairly good. I still need to flatten out some of the soil underneath the fence and clear a few more bushes and weeds and figure out what I'm going to do with this front corner, because I'm dealing with the patio stones and I'm going to have to move some of them in order to be able to put this corner where it needs to be. Keep everything tight. Got it opened up right now. I'm keeping it opened up during the day, but back wall looks fairly good, except that I need to move that corner over a bit, because eventually I'm going to have another of these raised beds sitting right there. I keep the Energizer out here in the middle where it gets a full day's sunlight, and I only hook it up at night. And I've got a little bit of excess netting I'm going to have to deal with. As it turned out, the corner stakes that came with the kit are pretty much useless here in Florida. They're about 6 inches long. You drive them into our sandy soil, and as soon as you put a little bit of tension on the corner, it pulls them right out of the soil. So I had to go buy some new ones. I got 4, and I really need about 6. I initially set the net up and did not hook up the Energizer for 2 nights, because I had the instructions said to charge the Energizer for 3 full days before you hook it up. And during those 2 nights, I noticed that the raccoons got in here and played around a little bit. They played with the net a little bit. The baby possums can go right through this net. It doesn't even slow them down, but they'll outgrow that. Either that or the charge will teach them not to do that. But for now, I'm just getting everything tightened up as well as I can. Would be a lot easier if I had another set of hands to help me, but I'm only one person, so I'll do it the best I can. And hopefully this is going to teach the raccoons not to play in the garden. And for those that are interested, when I didn't have the fence charged, I saw both Licorice and Snowflake sniffing around it a little bit. They didn't particularly like it, but they haven't really tried to test the fence since I started hooking up the Energizer. I get the feeling that they can tell that there's something wrong with it, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. But as long as I keep it open, they're more than happy to go in with me into the garden. So I think that's where we're at right now. I'll finish getting this thing tightened up, try to get a little bit more of a jolt to it. Oh, I did see one raccoon that tested it last night, I think it was. He got a little bit of a tickle out of it. He didn't like it, but it didn't hurt him. And incidentally, before I let any of the critters test it, I tested it myself, and it tickles. I need to get a little bit more power running through it, and I probably will not test it again once I do that. So there's my raccoons in the garden solution that I hope is going to solve the problem. And I'll see you next time.